Hello and welcome, this is Mouse Gunner, and we're back with some more Urban Empire. And for the first time ever, I'm trying to get a vote to fail rather than pass, and I'm doing this purely for role-playing reasons, as I'm trying to roleplay a conservative right-leaning character, and the law that is trying to get passed is the right to form labor unions. As far as I'm concerned, that character would be against this. Now, in the past, I've been allowing other laws that I feel a conservative right-leaning character would be against, purely because a lot of them had so much support that getting them not to pass would have taken a lot of work. This time it's a little bit more divided, and I wanted to strive to do it. But from a gameplay mechanic standpoint, I really don't see a reason to do this, because this law only offers benefits. There's no downsides to it. As a matter of fact, I've gained a lot of benefits from passing laws like this. Like all of these bonuses to brain power, they all come from laws like this getting passed. As a matter of fact, if we come in here and we take a look at the state laws, it seems like to me the optimum way to play this game is to get all of these laws to pass. The problem with that is if this game's trying to be a political sim of types because of the the council votes and all of that you have to do in the political negotiations, by setting it up this way, they're making it so that only one way is the right way. If you are in support of the liberal left-leaning viewpoints, then you get all of the benefits of these laws. If you, on the other hand, are conservative right-leaning, then you would be opposing almost all of these laws. Women's rights, for instance, a conservative right-leaning character, especially in this time period, would not really be all that interested in this kind of thing. But you get only benefits by passing these laws. So I really have nothing to gain from doing this other than doing it for role-playing reasons. So that is probably a possible failing in this game, the fact that there's only one right way to play a game like this, and if you're trying to involve politics, then, that's not the right way to represent politics, because you're pretty much making a judgment call that, a particular viewpoint is the right viewpoint, and any other viewpoint is wrong. And, to me, that's not the right way to simulate politics. You need to allow your players to role-play different viewpoints, not just one. And you're more or less rewarding players to behave a certain way. In any case, with that being said, let's go ahead and continue here. And we do have an event here, Rising Nationalism. And let's see what this entails. So, shocking news from Vienna. The Hungarians have been given equal status to Austrians, and as a result, you now live in the Austro-Hungarian Empire. Demands for independence have now grown stronger in Mousehaven, and the young Swarelians in particular are a thorn in your side. To keep your promise to the Emperor, you must suppress separatism. Okay, so I see one choice right off the bat: assassinate the party's chairman. And I have to be careful with things like this. Now, from a role-playing standpoint, I have a cruel character. He's not a very nice person. So I could see justifications for assassinate the party's chairman. But I have to be careful with things like this, because choices of this nature could backfire on you. For instance, assassinating the party chairman could make him a martyr and make people support this party much more than they do now. And because I am opposed to this party, that would really backfire on me. On the other hand, it looks like all the choices are more or less against independence. So it's either, it's just varying degrees of how far against it we want to be, and whether or not we'll have consequences for that. I think this is probably for sure going to backfire. Assassinate the party's chairman. Do we want to go with this, though, and become even more cruel? I honestly don't like the fact that our character is cruel, and I almost kind of wonder if we continue to be cruel, will future generations be cruel too? Or will there be a turning point where that stops being the case? And I honestly really would want to turn that around, so that the next one in line is not going to be cruel. But at the same point, are we wanting to roleplay this character? And if so, we're just going to continue to make him more and more cruel and never get out of the cycle, maybe. So I am a little bit concerned with that. I'm also curious, though, what this is going to do. I'm just going to say you won't tolerate talk of independence. I think that's enough of a step. We do have a negative effect, it looks like here. Bonus to personal growth, -1. But we do gain prestige. So it says if your citizens still talk about independence of Aurelia, at least they don't do it in your earshot. I don't know if that was the right choice because you don't really get an indicator of what these things are going to do, but I chose the one that I thought was the best, and we'll go from there. All right. And that's one thing that we're probably going to face quite a bit. In this time period, especially in Europe, a lot of things like that happen. There was rising nationalism. As a matter of fact, I had a little bit of confusion. I don't know if it was the last video or the video before that. When I was taking a look at edicts, one edict that I've recently unlocked was endorsing national romanticism. I was a little bit confused because it showed this as a liberal policy, and I associate nationalism with conservatism. But from the viewpoint of we're part of a greater empire, I think nationalism would be a liberal policy because we're trying to separate ourselves from that imperial conservative stance to an independent liberal stance. But if we were an independent nation, I would consider nationalism to be more conservative because it's the best way to describe nationalism, if it's not something you're very familiar with, it's more or less embracing a national identity. Now, the reason why this could be conservative is you're more or less choosing aspects of your culture that you view as, in this instance, proper Sorelian, and anything that's not Sorelian is kind of frowned upon if you're a true nationalist, and that excludes anyone outside of that. So, for instance, if we were to use other regions, if you were, for instance, in France, and you had a very nationalistic culture, then you would have a national identity of what you consider to be French, and anything that wasn't French would be outside of that and, would be less represented, or you would be against politically. So that's where it can be conservative, depending on how you view it, at least in my mind and how I understand nationalism. In any case, that's, I guess, something that could be open to debate. I could see in this instance where it would be considered to be liberal. But in any case, let's go ahead and continue. I am going to continue to strive to try and get this vote to fail. And we'll see if enough time has passed to start appealing here, because the more we appeal early, the better. I do have a lot of goodwill here with the Physiocratic Party, so I think I am going to push them a little bit to try and get them over so we can get this vote in our favor. Although technically it's already in our favor, so we have to be careful here pushing these guys around too much. Let's threaten. I would say you're about to make a grave mistake. So that really worked, and it pushed them a decent amount. It did cost us some goodwill, but that's, that was pretty good for how much goodwill it cost us. And it is in our favor at this moment. So I'm going to let things stand, kind of see where some of these undecided votes go, and then we'll go from there. So maybe when we're about quarter through the vote, I'll make some things happen. Okay, so they did just win the election. That may cause some concerns with this vote. Let's go to political support. So they have 19, but I think they had more than that before. The second party would be, well, actually, Old Sorelians and Free Democratic Party are equal with 16, and then the Young Sorelian Party remain the small party with 10. I am concerned with our monthly balance losses here. And it may be time to raise taxes. I really hate doing that because I'm trying to roleplay a certain way. But I don't have demand for things. That's the biggest problem I'm seeing with with this playthrough right now, is I could probably get more money if I could get more population in here. But the ways that I could do that are increasing density. That costs me a ton of money. It has huge amounts of upkeep, and I don't have the demand to go along with it. And I just, from what I'm seeing, if I don't have the demand, then you just have an empty district. And what does that benefit you? Now you have huge expenses monthly, and you had a huge expense to do it in the first place. So that's no good. I could build a new district, and that costs me a lot of money, and then that gives me upkeep, and, it just becomes a problem. So honestly, I feel like at this point, I don't really have much more of an option other than to raise taxes. So let's take a look at that. Let's go into the city council here. And is there maybe more information on why our economy is suffering like this? Infrastructure, city income. Working classes, student tax. So students don't get taxed, okay. Lower class tax, industry. I mean, most of our money comes from industry, for sure. Then it looks like commercial is our second most money that we get. And then we're getting money from middle class and working class would be our next biggest group. And then we're not getting much money from some of these other classes, like the lower class is giving us very little. The elites are giving us very little. It's probably just because of the population differences. All right, well, as I said, we just continue to lose money. I have to turn that around. So as much as I hate doing it, I feel like I have to increase taxes here. I'm going to go up. I'm doing this very marginally, though. I'll go up 1% both. So we're going to get 19,000 in revenue here. All right, let's propose this. And it is very 50-50 here. Okay. Well, I am going to do it. Should I do more? I mean, the one thing I'm concerned with is there is a consequences from just raising taxes, in that you'll start making your businesses fail. You'll start making your people not be able to afford things. So you don't want to go too overboard with it. But I'm going to accept that. And then the vote for this, right now it would fail. I'm going to try and push here. So these guys I have a decent amount of goodwill with. I am going to go ahead and we have to move them quite a bit, though, so I'll demand. Okay, the leading members of the Old Swirling Party. Yeah, we'll target them. This is saying who should we go after. Okay, that was pretty effective, because it only cost us 1 goodwill, but it gave us 4, so that's pretty good. And the other ones we want to affect are these guys. And we're going to have to probably push them hard. Now, I could use that conspire thing, but I only want to do that if I'm negative in goodwill and I have no potential of really moving these guys. Right now, the vote's in favor for me. So it may not be necessary to really push these guys too hard. Let's just do a demand. All right, this will improve our nation's health. Or this... Yeah, let's just say it's very important. It did work. The Free Democratic Party likes you, so it didn't take much to bring a few councilors to your side. So we got a little bit towards us. Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll give it time. Let's just continue for now. And we also have some movement naturally. Okay. I'm going to let one more tick here with this bill. And let's, take a look at it again. So it is going against still. That might be enough. It's close. I'm gonna not do too much here though, because I don't want to burn too much goodwill here. And we've already done quite a lot. I mean, I could push these guys with a plead. Let's do that. I'll say I really need this. So they really swung off for us. Good. That I'm hoping will seal the deal. We'll see. How is the vote on the taxes going? Definite gonna be voting for it. Because we gotta turn... This just keeps going down. Like, we keep losing more and more money, and I don't know why. I mean, I'm not doing anything. It could be the economy. Alright, so it looks like this passed. Begin the voting. I mean, we'll see for sure here. Only one party didn't support it, and it was, it was closer. Okay, well, we got the taxes. Hopefully they'll turn things around, although it might just balance it, honestly. Yeah, that actually did not turn it around. We're still losing money. Holy crap. It just does not stop, huh? I honestly don't know what to do here. Is there a way we can turn off, like, gas lights or something? Because this is ridiculous. No, yeah, once you have it installed, you can't get rid of it. Wow. All right. So I just raised taxes and it offered no benefit. I really don't know what's going on. Why are we losing so much money all of a sudden? All right, right to form associations. It's hereby proposed that all citizens should have the right to associate with whom they choose, regardless of political affiliation or legal status. It seems like this is very much a right-leaning. You know what? I'll support it. It looks like it's going to pass naturally. I didn't pay too much attention to what the benefits were. We could check it. Right to form associations. I'm not really sure what this button do. It does. Doesn't seemingly do anything. Active edicts. You click on it, it does nothing. All right. Yeah, okay. Oh, I do want to see this labor union one. Okay, so it's kind of 50-50 right now. So we're going to have to make some more moves. You guys, I'm going to have to threaten you. Grave mistake. Again, we move them. I think we moved them. Didn't look like they moved at all, honestly. And you guys, I will demand, and we'll get them over. Didn't look like this shifted at all, even though it said -5. Okay. Yeah, I'm just losing money, and I have no idea why.
The work of epidemiology is related to unanswered questions, but also to unquestioned answers.
Okay, so we have toilet paper and other things going on here. Let's progress to the cloud. What does telephone do? Telephone line, public library, other stuff. I mean, I guess I'll do this because electricity is, is what it is. We also have this. For decades, there's been a debate in the medical field on what causes disease. Slowly, the idea that miasma, or bad odors, causes illness is losing ground, and doctors agree that there's something else at play here. Whose work should you focus most on? Okay. Well, this is obviously a joke, Jon Snow. So we have Louis Pasteur. We have surgical hygiene. It looks like they both do the same thing here. Or we do Pasteur, which is mandatory vaccinations, which costs us more money at the clinic, but we get health. And we really need to cost ourselves more money. And then we have these, which are bonus to personal growth service. So the elite are going to be reduced there. Bonus to health service, though, for surgical hygiene. Bonus to security service for women. And bonus to population growth or whatever. Establish basic hygiene practices is an important health and safety initiative benefiting all. All right, we'll do that because I really can't afford the other thing, even though we do get more health. We get more health with this anyway. So, all right, we'll do this one. And I really don't care if this passes or not, to be honest with you. And hasten the progress of certain decisions. Surgical hygiene +1. Change of opinion on the current vote. Okay. Oh, it looks like it's already ready for a vote. That was quick. Begin the vote. Looks like it's going to landslide win. Okay. So we get that. And how are we doing on the labor unions? Still 50-50, it looks like. All right. Did it not do that one effect? Demand. You need to understand how important this vote is. There. Now it did it. Okay. That was definitely a bug of some kind, because that was ridiculous. I did the threat, and it seemingly didn't do what it needed to do. Okay, so we get some health, I guess. But we lose here in the personal growth department. And now we're into constantly losing money, and there's nothing I can do about it. Wow. Okay, Oath of Allegiance. A new counselor, Carl Ziegler, and the Young Swirlian Party has caused a problem in the council. Every new counselor must swear an oath of allegiance by God, but Ziegler has refused it on account of being an atheist. He is demanding an oath that doesn't involve God. As the mayor, you can decide if the council can let him have a different oath. Yes, let him swear allegiance only by the emperor. Okay, I'll do that because this guy's cynical and we're role-playing him correctly. So we'll say that. So, goodwill towards the Young Swirlian Party, but we lose out on the old Swirlian Party. Okay, whatever. A new oath is written for Ziegler, and so he becomes a counselor. Some conservatives are muttering about your moral degradation. No heir. You and your wife, Maria? Oh, so they kind of ruined the fact that this was going to happen with his description. You and your wife, Maria, have been married for years, but she hasn't borne you an heir. The matter troubles you greatly, for you have to continue the glorious line of von Filzens. Remaining childless is just not an option. With the devout Catholic that you are, neither is a divorce. Surely a doctor can resolve the problem. Let's try that. Points towards optimist. So he's gained some points towards optimism. Okay, let's take a look at the labor union now. It looks like it's gonna fail, which is what we were trying to do. I'm not gonna push any harder, I think, to get that to happen. I think I'm gonna have to raise taxes again, which I'm not happy that I have to do because I have really no idea why I'm having to do that. Our economy was doing just fine, and then all of a sudden it just started tanking. And the demand for things just keeps going down and down and down. So it's like... It's possible that we have some land over here that's not being used for industrial purposes. And it's also possible the same thing is true over here in commercial. I'm not positive, though. It's kind of hard to tell if slots are empty or not, you know? To me, it looks like everything's being utilized, but like these spots here, maybe not. Well, We're definitely having a crisis here economically, and I can't let it go on too much longer. So I think I'm going to have to do exactly what I don't want to have to do. Read my lips, no new taxes. And I have heard this complaint of the game, that it seems like the game almost forces you to tax the crap out of your people. And you know what? At first I thought that wasn't the case, but now I'm starting to think that maybe indeed it is the case. But I'm going to go with 18 and 16. I'm going to propose this taxing. Maybe we should have ramped up taxing more than we did in the past, but I'm trying not to go too crazy with it. I'm going to propose taxes. I'm going to really have to twist arms to get this to happen. Okay. And we need this to vote. Like, this needs to happen. So let's just go down the line. I want these guys to be a little bit more towards us. We're going to express my wish in a council meeting. So that really got those guys over. We also want these guys over. So I'm just going to plead with them. I really want to fix this issue. So they go over. Good for me. These guys, I'm going to have to burn some goodwill with. Okay, chairman of the Old Swirling Party. I'm going to threaten the chairman. That was huge, so that helped. Then these guys, we got dirt on them, but we still have goodwill, so we'll burn what goodwill we have. I'll just tell them they should be careful. Alright, that really burned some goodwill with us. I may conspire to get them over too, but right now we are winning, so I'm going to be a little bit patient. And let's just go ahead and continue. I really hate that I'm having to do this again. That was our late... I'll wait until it's like... We'll wait until it's halfway, and then we'll kind of see from there. Okay. So it looks like it's going to pass. I'm not going to push any harder for it then. And labor unions also looks like it's going to fail. So I've succeeded in that, even though I'm not sure that was a good idea. Alright, we got all three votes at once. So right to form associations. That's going to pass. So we'll begin. And it passes. Easily. All four parties accepted it. So we're going to have all of these things happen. So demand for these things have gone up. But at the same time, we get brain power. And then we also get the bonus service to a lot of those things that just we have the demand for. So it's all beneficial. This is pretty much how all of these work. Is if you get a state law passed, just blanket great things. So we'll go ahead and exit with that. Okay, citizens' right to form associations. Great stuff, whatever. Let's modify the taxes here. Oh, this is going to pass. Oh, yeah, we want that to pass. Begin voting. Only one party went against it, and it does pass. All right, good stuff for me. Let's exit. And then finally, right to form labor unions is going to look like fail. So let's begin the voting. And it has failed. So we exit. Unions busted. This may prove the end of labor in this nation's... I'm assuming nations it was supposed to be. Union agitators commented on learning of the government's decision to ban worker unionization. Industry runs on the sweat of the laborer's brow, blah, blah, blah. While industry sector wages and spending are expected to stay level, workers are deeply disconnected. Okay. And the losses have finally turned around because we got the... And then they go right back down to being losses. Okay, then. Well, I guess we're going to go ahead and put a cut in the video here. I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.